Hello everyone, in this video we're going to look at adjusting entries. Using the previous example in the previous video, we had created this unadjusted trial balance that lists all the accounts after we recorded all the transactions. We posted them to the general ledger and then we moved the information to the trial balance. So we have this trial balance with all the accounts, all the amount on debit column, and all the amounts on credit column. Okay, so now we get to the end of March, which is the end of the period, and we are going to prepare our adjusting entries. Okay, you see we have T accounts here. Those are accounts that will be used in the adjustments, and if they have balances like this, they are from the trial balance. But we will also have new T accounts. These are accounts that are the result of the adjustment. So they were not there before, but we have to create them because we have to use them in our adjusting entries. Okay, so let's take a look at the first adjustment. At the end of March, Hi-Tech recorded that they had performed $1,500 advertising services. Because they have performed it, they can recognize revenues and had not yet built the customers. Because they haven't built the customer yet, they're not going to be paid until later after March 31st. But by the end of March, we have to recognize service revenue because it has been done, 1,500, and there's no cash payment, so we will put it under accounts receivable, 1,500. Okay, so let's post it to the T account. Accounts receivables goes up by 1,500 and service revenue goes up by 1,500. Okay, the second entry, so the second adjustment, remember we borrowed money from the bank, $3,000. Now we have to recognize the interest expense for the month of March. Okay, so we have to recognize interest expense, and because we're not going to pay it now, we put it under interest payable. We will pay it later. How much? Well, it's 8% per year times $3,000 that we borrow times 1 month out of 12 months, because 8% is 12 for 12 months, and we're dealing only with March, which is 1 month, so we multiply by 1 over 12. So $20 there. Okay, so we're going to recognize interest expense, $20, and interest payable on credit, $20. So you see these two are new because of the adjusting entry, and we didn't have any transaction with these two accounts before. So we have to create them. Okay, the third one, Hi-Tech paid its weekly salaries on March 26. So that's in the past, and properly recorded an expense. Salaries are $360 per day. Hi-Tech will not pay salaries again until April 2nd. However, the portion that the employees have worked in March have to be recognized as an expense. So we're going to put salaries expense here, salaries expense. And because the payment will be done April 2nd, we're going to put salaries payable, one expense and one payable. Okay. How much? Employees work on March 29, March 30th, and March 31st. So 3 days. equals 3 days times 360 per day. So we owe 1,080. Okay, now salaries expense has been used before, so we just add it here, 1080. But salaries payable has not been done. So it's a new account, 1080. Okay, like that. And then the next adjustment, ITE trial balance shows that the customer paid $9,000 in advance. That was our unearned revenue. As ITE performs services, the liability will be reduced and revenues will be recognized. Okay, based on their calculation, it is determined that 3,300 of the revenue has been earned. Okay, so now we have to recognize service revenue, $3,300, and the liability, the unearned service revenue, must be reduced by $3,300. Okay, so this revenue will go up way here. Okay, that's the revenue, 3,300. It goes up. And then the unearned service revenue, because it goes down, it's a liability. When it goes down, we put it on the opposite side of its normal balance. So we put it on debit. Okay, ITE's trial balance shows 6,500 in supplies. At the end of March, they did inventory count and found only $1,200. Okay, so the difference is the supplies that have been used, and that's going to be recognized as a supplies expense. Okay, equals 6,500 minus 1,200. 5,300 is the expense. Okay, and then we have to reduce, because our supplies still use 6,500, right? It should show 1,200 here. So we have to reduce our supplies by 5,300. Okay, so the expense is recognized, 5,300, and the supplies must be deducted by 5,300. So then this will, when we calculate it later, the ending balance should show 1,200. Okay. Next is the prepaid insurance, $1,200 that we paid for 6 months. That means $200 per month. Now, by the end of March, we have been covered by that insurance company for 1 month. That portion is expired. We still have 5 months left, but the March portion is expired, and we have to recognize insurance expense. For 1 month, which is 200. Okay, and as a result, our asset that was originally for 6 months now is only 5 months, so we have to deduct that by 1 month. Prepaid insurance should go down by $200. We still have 5 months left. Okay, so we recognize $200 insurance expense, and our asset should go down by $200 to $1,000. That $1,000 covers the next 5 months. Now, our last one is the depreciation expense. It has been calculated for us. So depreciation expense is new. So this is the first time We recognize it. Oops, 125. And accumulated depreciation. Depreciation of 125. Do you remember this is a contra account that will reduce the value of the equipment from its cost to the book value. $125 credits. Okay, so that's how we prepare the adjusting entries for this example, for this company. Next, we are going to look at how to prepare the adjusted trial balance before we are ready to prepare our financial statements. Thank you for watching.